Good evening, brothers and sisters. This is David J. Dill, host of the Soulside Talk Show. I'm just having a little fun in my war room. I've got a room that I set aside specifically for meditation, prayer, just getting my thoughts together, right? So, this particular episode of Friday Night Fire, it has to do with the question that Dr. Albert Einstein asked us. Well, it wasn't a question, it was more of a statement. He said, the most important decision that you'll ever make, the most important decision that you'll make is whether you believe you live in a hostile or a friendly universe. Now, that's pretty serious subject matter. I don't know how you feel about it, but I just wanted to talk to you for a few brief minutes because this is a this is a this is the beginning of a series that I'm going to do on this particular subject because the implications are massive and we just don't want to gloss over what Dr. Albert Einstein said. We don't want to just brush it by because there are very serious implications by the question. And I believe that Dr. Albert Einstein, I believe he asked this question in such a very strategic way. He made this statement basically letting us know that we will see the results of what it is we're believing. Okay. Uh, we will experience the effects of our beliefs. Our perspective matters. Our perspective determines the outcome. You know, there's so many different ways to say the same exact thing. Okay. And so he gave us just enough to start if we really want to pursue the matter. Okay. He didn't try to make us think one way or the other. He just lets you know that both do exist. Either you believe you live in a friendly universe or you believe you live in a hostile universe. And the results are letting you know exactly what it is you do believe. Your feelings on the inside and the physical results in the way of manifestations, they're letting us know which side we actually do believe. You can't believe in both at the same time. You can only believe in one or the other. But what happens is we do tend to believe in both. And this has to do with our focus and how we what we choose to focus on, the thoughts that we practice to the point where they become beliefs. Okay. If you understood a belief to be something, in other words, a thought that has been practiced over and over and over again in the mind, if you understood a belief to be a practiced thought, then you'll understand that there are certain thoughts you have practiced, some beneficial to you, some not so beneficial to you. Okay. And so that's really, we're just doing a little sifting and sorting. And to me, this is one of the most profound statements by which we can discover ourselves and the world that we are manifesting. Now, one of the hard parts for us is we tend to believe we are not the creators of our own experiences. We tend to believe that life is happening to us rather than through us. And so, because we don't understand the essence of who and what God created us to be in his own image and likeness, because we don't understand what it means for God to breathe into a body of flesh and that man becoming a living soul, we tend to think of God as being separate and apart from us when in actuality he's showing us that he dwells on the inside as us, a version of us. We are an extension of who he is. He says in certain places in the Bible, one place he says, your body, don't you know that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost? Okay, so what are we talking about? There is a version of you that is divine and intact and eternal, just like you were created in the image and likeness of the Creator, and that particular version of you is eternal. It can never change. It is the anchor point of who and what you are. And so, but you can believe differently. You can believe against your own nature. You can believe whatever you want to believe, whatever you choose to believe. But understand that whatever thoughts you decide to practice, there will be a vibration you feel as a result of everything that you think. And that thought will either feel good to you or it will feel bad to you. But you have to decide which one you want to feel, which thought you want to practice. You see, and so which thought feels better to you? I live in a hostile universe. How does that thought feel to you? And compare it to I live in a friendly universe. How does that thought feel to you? And even if you believe you live in a hostile universe because of all the hostility you have seen, okay, you may find yourself wanting to believe you live in a friendly universe, but you really don't believe it because you're more convinced by the hostility that you've seen. Yet and still, you can choose to believe what you want to believe when you're ready to believe it simply by choosing. And see, this is the thing about being in these bodies of flesh right now. We have the ability to choose which thoughts feel best to us. And we know that if we are in alignment with God within, God on the inside, our inner being, however you want to describe him, if our thoughts are lined up with his, if our beliefs are lined up with his, it will always feel good to us. Those ideas come from him. And all the ancestors, all those who have gone on before us. He said to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. They are with him. Everyone you know to have gone on who departed this body of flesh, they have gone on and they are with him, and he's letting us know we are consciousness. We are eternal. This whole aspect of the resurrection and trying to let us know that death is not what we think it is, right? Okay, so you have to understand who and what you are as an eternal soul dwelling in a temporary body of flesh. And then understand that you have the ability to manifest whatever thoughts you think about. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. There are so many scriptures in the Bible that talk about our invincibility, our ability to create, right? So all we're really talking about is how to have more creative control of your circumstances. Can I have creative control of my circumstances? Well, as a godlike being, yes, you can. Yes, you can. You just need to know what to do and how to do it. All right, so I believe that our friend Dr. Albert Einstein actually set us off onto a path where we can recognize that we're getting the results of whatever we're believing. And so if all kinds of hostilities are jumping off on you, if you're feeling vulnerable, if you're feeling as if, the world is out to get you, the devil is this, he's busy, and you're focusing on all the things that negative that can happen to you by virtue of the fact that you focused on it. All right. Job said, the thing that I feared the most came upon me. He's talking about what he attracted simply by his focus. It was unwanted. And he experienced what he did not want. He admitted that. He talked about it. He let us think about it. Anytime anybody reads the Bible and we get a chance to see verses like these and we understand that somebody's trying to talk to us from beyond the grave to let us know this is something we need to know. This is something we need to understand. This is something we need to master. And you can get the results you want. You can get the results you want, but you have to first decide, do I live in a hostile universe or do I live in a friendly universe? Forget everything you've seen so far, because what matters is your next, your next, your next, your next. We're constantly moving forward. Whatever's happened in the past is in the past, but I am a creator created in the image and likeness of the Creator to create. What will I create next? That depends on my perspective, what I'm believing, what I'm thinking about, because whatever I'm thinking about is going to set up a point of attraction from within me. A vibrational set point is being set, and an attraction-based universe is responding to every thought and everything that I feel, every feeling associated with every thought this universe is responding to, and returning the physical version of it back to us. If we know this, then what we will do is we will gradually begin to move from believing we live in a hostile universe, because we've seen the devastation and the results of that, and we will find ways to deliberately think, I'm living in a friendly universe, convincing ourselves, in spite of what we've seen, we walk by faith and not by sight. In spite of what we've seen, I live in a friendly universe. Practice that thought again and again. And leave the other thoughts of believing I live in a hostile universe. Leave those thoughts alone. Let those thoughts fade. Don't feed them no more. You understand? And keep your focus on what you want to see happen next. See what happens next. Okay? So, hoping you got something out of this one tonight. Have a blessed evening. May the Lord richly bless you. Take care, y'all. Happy October. All right.